Well, how's it going, Kingston? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. Today, we have a special treat. This is a campaign. This is not a campaign, a scenario battle, Toulouse. And you can see already some artillery getting charged by some hussars. Ooh, actually, French may lose one of their guns, and nice emplacement too. Yep, they're going to lose their guns. Now, like I said, this is a scenario, so pre-made armies. I've not seen this scenario done before. Super excited to see it. Oh, they may lose both artillery pieces. What a huge disaster for the French, losing their guns so early on. But it's basically an encirclement, guys. The French are in this town. They have a lot of forces. You can see you have the 8-point Salt. Actually, I think they're all, yeah, they're all 8-pointers versus, I'm assuming, 8-point UKs as well. But you can see they have a ring of fortifications in a way, a kind of defensive line. A little bit of artillery for France did manage to survive. 10 men on one of these guns. A lot more French kind of hanging out in the back lines. More and more artillery getting charged. We're trying to catch, guys. This will be an encirclement, so it is going to be very rough to discover all the places where combat's happening. We have artillery and infantry set up on this front as the UK are going to be advancing already. Like I said, almost immediately there's firing happening, artillery set up, and all these choke points. And then, of course, you have another army sitting over here on this side with the UK advancing. So hopefully, well, I mean, this is not hopeful. I know this. This is going to be a very beautiful, juicy battle. And I'm talking like some high kills, some very good play on both sides. Both sides look like they play very, very competently. So I'm very excited. So buckle up for one of another crazy battles here. Now we do have quite a bit of French presence on this right flank. You got the cavalry sitting over here, some hussars and chasseurs de cheval. But you see a heavy French presence shifting over towards this high ground. And of course, this may be where the UK make their first push. Now this is, of course, UK, Spanish, Portuguese, all mixed together. Oh, wow, getting the volleys off. Looks like this is mostly Spanish troops on this side. But you do see some UK forces pushing over in this direction. Now the French are going to have the advantage, at least for now, as the high ground will suit them better. And all the artillery did come back. You see the French are actually pushing out here to engage more lines, but now we're starting to see a lot more. Oh, I missed. Yep, already missing stuff. Looks like we had some cavalry charge, some voltigeurs, and light infantry, and artillery. They all broke together, but the French definitely took more of a loss in that regard. Now, the nice thing is they can always push back across this river. However, this river is passable along all fronts. So the French aren't going to be able to just buckle down some choke points. They have to defend the entirety of the river. And the French have to watch out because the UK could push in over here and just surround them in this one little area. And you see a heavy coalition presence pushing on that side. More and more UK now starting to make their appearance here, getting in position. Look at all the UK. You can have the Highland Foot. Like, they are advancing, concentrating quite thickly around this high ground. Alright, sorry guys, it crashed. Hopefully this is going to be a one-time deal, a crash. But no, we were back. I think I was in the middle of trying to say that artillery placement for the French, quite good. Quite good. It has nice, it's a little bit back, so it's going to be harder for cavalry to get to it. But it can fire between the gaps in the French lines here. You can see a couple different places. Of course, this high ground, that would have probably been assaulted pretty heavily by infantry anyway. But you can see the French don't have as many troops necessarily up yet. They have a lot hiding in the town, which will be good for them. I do see a massive coalition skirm wall. That's going to be turned quite deadly for the French. But they do have infantry pushing up, some sappers. What are they doing? They're going straight at the UK and going to get them before they even fire a shot. So just right off the bat, already the French seem to be getting a little aggressive with the melee. I can't imagine that 33 men are going to make a dent against, you know, almost 200. All right, guys, we're back again. Man, it just crashed twice in a row. I'm not liking that. This is looking for a replay. We'll see if maybe that was it. If not, well, I guess you won't ever see this video. If it works out, then obviously you did. You can see the sappers did break. The entire line is engaging. I did realize also we missed another artillery getting sniped by some UK cavalry. So obviously the artillery being definitely taken down quite quickly, unfortunately for the French. They're not going to have the artillery advantage that they may have already... excuse me, can't talk. That they may have otherwise had. Nice. Ooh, another cav charge breaking the French artillery. There's still some more left here. You can see it is punishing the UK quite extensively as they are pushing forward here. Oh wow, we even have more sappers who are now going to go against those skirmishers, really trying to break them down. These guys are wavering though so far away from their own lines. The definitely coalition have a better angle right now with their lines. It looks like, even when it comes to shooting. The UK have totally pushed in. The French, I think, are holding a small section of this area, but I think the French are going to have to worry about a flanking attack from the UK rolling in behind them almost as they're defending this river crossing. They're going to have artillery shooting in their flank and infantry may be hitting them in the rear. That's not good. That is not good. No, sir. Now there is a cavalry charge, heavy cav from the UK hitting a square. You see a lot more heavy cav sitting up here now. It is getting focused by some 8-pounders, so they're going to definitely start pulling back here. Infantry can start pushing forward a little bit more, though. The Spanish definitely getting a lot closer. Very beautiful battle so far. I see some redlining here by the French, though. And this whole section right here, this is going to be a wash pretty soon here, I suspect, as there's not enough infantry and there's more artillery. Now, if they can hold it with this few amount of infantry that they actually have and inflict losses on the coalition, this could actually still end up being really good for them. Man, I'm missing so much stuff. So what's happening over here does look like just the artillery getting shot to pieces by the UK. I'm assuming they're going to start abandoning this position pretty quickly here. Pulling back, trying to use the city. Maybe they're trying to buy time. I mean, this flanking fire probably not doing too hot for them. Yeah, you can see though, definitely. Do you see that lag? That lag. I thought it was about to crash. Yeah, you can see this area is definitely just being a shooting gallery, guys. And the UK looking very strong right now as they are pushing forward. Some very good units, have plenty of reserve lines. This hill, I'm not sure if the French are gonna sell a lot more time into it or invest a lot more time into it. They have reserve lines that are now pushing forward here, but I think the UK are definitely going to have the edge on them. Now there is a cav fight, looks like over here. Looks like we had some hussars engaging with the UK cav, break them. There's nothing really happening on that flank. We do have the UK going in for an LOC here. The rest of the French maybe going to do a counterattack. Try to delay them as they're pushing into the LOC. As this street-by-street fighting is probably going to take a toll on the UK, maybe time-wise at least, as there's more reinforcements waiting to push forward here. The rest of the French, you can see, have pulling back. The UK now getting a foothold on this side of the river. And the French, well, they still have that gun emplacement, so they can pull back and still use their guns, force back the enemy. Over here, I mean, there's not really a lot of melee, but the French just keep taking some losses. Hopefully the artillery can be brought to bear pretty quickly here. We do have what looks like a melee going against a square for the French. Oh, the French are not doing too hot in the center anymore with that cav and infantry kind of coordinating together, but they still have the other side of the river and they have pulling back as the pressure is mounting on this left side. High pressure, a lot of reserves though ready to move in. Not a lot of cavalry for the French. Now over here, oh man, what is happening? Looks like some cavalry charged in on the French infantry. Some cav running down French lines that were trying to push up to defend this LOC. LOC still being defended though. So the UK not easily going to be able to push back, but they are still fighting for it. Oh, the sound's lagging out, isn't it? That's what I think may have caused it to crash, to be honest. I changed my sound settings to get more of the sound, so it's not just... Yeah, see? Alright, I'm going to do it anyway. If it crashes, it crashes. See, we're gonna hear the volley again. See, that fixes it in a replay if you're not hearing that sound. But I think it's making it crash. That's just my suspicion because it hasn't crashed at all and I never did it. I used to do it at the very beginning. But anyway, yeah, the French still fighting a retreating withdrawal, but it's not a rout. They're still doing what they can. And the UK are, I mean, they're pushing, but, you know, it's not turning into a rout yet. The rest of the French have fallen back across. Not a lot of troops on this side. This UK force looks like they are going to be pretty unstoppable for the moment. Reserves have fallen back over here, but there's not a lot to really send over to that side. And it does like the coalition have made an entire push here all the way to the guns. And the French have definitely fallen back. So it's looking so far, guys, like a win or winning by the coalition. The Imperials probably just trying to play their cards right and not get caught too close to some deadly UK shooting. There's a lot of troops massing up here, so maybe the French are going to make a move. Maybe outflank them, even. LC still a raging fight. Man, these guys are providing a lot of time for the French to then get themselves into gear to be able to hold on.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Now we do have, it looks like the UK getting charged by the 65th, trying to stop them from advancing across the river. It's just stalling. I think the French are just trying to, you know, do what they can to stall the enemy. We do have potentially some infantry. Ooh, some infantry and cavalry going in on the UK. They have a 36 ready to defend the flank. Cavalry as well. Some chasseurs cheval going in. So let's see if the French can maybe at least throw back some of this UK. I do see some routing. But here we go. That cavalry going in to kind of try to stop the French advance. And I'm seeing some UK breaking, but the red lining of the French is pretty obvious. Oh, I think oh man, the French are going to win this, or going to lose this one, unfortunately. Not a lot of UK broke.
Our men are running.
So over here, this LOC is going to make it difficult for the UK to make an advance, but they are winning the fight over on this side. They've taken out that artillery. Very few units of the French are left. Some National Guard defending the line. Good luck trying to fight against some elite UK lines. I guess these are Portuguese and, you know, that too. But still not looking too hot for the French yet, guys. Not looking good at all. The artillery, I think, is going to finally get nabbed. And once again, more French guns gone. It's definitely feeling like the French are not having what it takes to defeat the UK.
Our men are running.
Yeah, guys, look at this. They're just routing. I mean, I barely seen any UK troops routing. All I see is French everywhere. This is definitely not doing too well for them. Does look like we have a bayonet charge across the bridge. Once again, more French troops breaking. Oh, man, they're just breaking all over the place. The UK just are becoming unstoppable. I really like to see the French make a comeback. Oh, hold on. Thought we may have a counter charge here. Chasseurs cheval and line infantry. Looks like there's already some chasseurs cheval that got into that fight. More cavalry charging in, hitting a square, but still the French are trying to make some momentum here. Beautifully done catching them as they were trying to counter volley. This could be the win. Oh man, but look, the French are going to break before they make it. We'll see. We'll see. The French actually have broken 3 units now of the UK advance, but this light infantry probably going to break pretty quick here. More French issuing out by this LOC, trying to stop the UK from taking it or even getting close to it. If the French can make a decisive win here on this side, then they can still win this battle. The street fight, though, not looking too good as the French are getting pushed out of almost half the city already. A couple reserves maybe pushing forward over to this side. French hold this little section, but they're going to start getting flanked pretty quickly here. However, the French are starting to make maybe a dent in the lines. So you can see they're starting to take some heavy damage, the UK are. And the routing seems to be starting to trickle down to most of these UK units. As they turn to fire on the French counterattack in almost their center, the French charge their flank, and it seems to be working out beautifully for the French. Look at this, the whole center, guys. Finally some mass routing, finally a break for the French. They actually have gotten some momentum back, and actually the redlining is starting to affect this whole UK line. The French could still win this, guys. The majority of their army is still outside the town, not even engaging. Now the LSC, a good portion of it may be broken. Looks like the UK are going to charge in, and not the greatest quality infantry. Some of it is, but some of it isn't. I think the French are going to probably lose this section of the town. There's cavalry just waiting to just run them down. And this LSC may break. I think they lost to the town center. They still have time, though. There's still 44 minutes remaining. And you can see that the French, they did not give up hope, and things have worked out for them now. Just one or two brave units charging in, and the French just take the W on the open field outside of Toulouse, my apologies. And so now reinforcements that are desperately needed are now going to roll into the town. It looks like there's some more coming in from the flank. We'll see if the French can push the UK out after having... So we had a general die. So these guys can do something about stemming the tide. That's nice and close. That actually could do something. I'm still trying to hold here, but yeah, the French definitely don't have... They need these reinforcements very desperately. The rest of the UK have fallen back, reorganized, so they are going to be able to make another serious attack here pretty soon here. More cavalry even going in. Oh no. Let's see, the French have cavalry that could be defensive. Ooh, they did get one volley in, but still those hussars... Ooh, actually they broke some of the cavalry. But still that cav charge, that counter cav charge by the UK may actually do something at least to stop or take some real damage into the French line. You see they're shifting a contingent of French units over to hold this hill again as the UK start to form up for another attack. Now in the town, the UK still have a majority of that city. Not much in the way of defense even over here, so you know, when it comes down to LOCs, the coalition have what it takes. Now maybe the French are gonna give up the city for now, join up, maybe try to move in and crush the UK out in the field and then push in for the town again. But it doesn't seem like they have the melee that the UK have, which is kind of odd because usually the melee is definitely in favor of the French, but on this side it does not seem to be the case. I've seen a lot of melee that does not work out for the French. At least they still have a battery here, so they actually can start focusing down this deadly cavalry from the UK. A lot of heavy horse, light hussars, which are just as deadly in my opinion, just faster moving. Oh, we have a gen snipe though. Maybe. That's Wellington. Oh my goodness, they're gonna get Wellington. Oh, guys, he's right there. Can they kill him? Yep, he's gonna die. Say goodbye to Wellington.
We have killed their generals. Now they must break.
He has been slain on the field of battle. And horses are stepping all over him, man. The disrespect. But losing Sir Arthur, not going to be too good for the coalition. You know, that's a huge morale boost that they could have used. Unfortunately, they don't have it anymore. But as you can see, the French definitely seem to have pulled back away from even their routing troops. They still have some cavalry left, just using it defensively. Oh, we have a French bayonet charge. The pathfinding with this wall is going to probably make it difficult for the French to actually make it. More Highlander. Oh, that's not even a fair contest. Some National Guard versus Highlanders, as if we have to guess who's going to win this. Yeah, this is going to break with a volley. Ooh, the artillery. That artillery may be actually super helpful in winning this fight still, as it is going to be able to just punch holes through the lines of the French. Ooh, they actually have some friendly fire even. We are starting to see some people, some units from France coming back, so they have actually managed to get a portion of their army back. And they have not totally gone away from the city. They still are holding it. I mean, the one good thing about that is that this cavalry that the UK have cannot really operate very effectively in the town, so it's going to be a little more useless. I guess it could go against this unit, but these guys are almost all squareables, so good luck trying to deal with that. Now, it looks like we have some French lines, or a French line, engaged with some UK troops and actually winning briefly. But Hussars are going to smack into the rear of that line and they're going to run away. And actually, there we go. We got some cavalry getting some action against the French. Oh, no general? Oh. I guess their generals are infantry generals. Either way, the cavalry is going to start moving into the town, trying to make a move, as this is still their best advance and their best options here for winning. For the UK, at least. You know, pushing through the town. Good luck trying to face this, man. The UK are not doing too hot. The French definitely have made their... This has been the hardest fought place. I mean, this hill's changed sides 3 times now. Maybe twice, I should say. Now, because the French had it, then the UK had it, and the French had it again. So we have the 30 seconds. Trying to get that LOC back. Just really nasty street fighting, guys. Just for every street, there is a bunch of troops just sitting there shooting. We have a French mass route here that's going to run right into this French line. This French line needs to get away from it before the UK get into their lines as well. Are pushing on this French line, who is falling back across the river. They have some nice high ground over here at least. And maybe, just maybe, they will be able to make a defense here again. I mean, they have a lot of morale issues. You have Soult close by his men. He's not been killed at least. Now when it comes to LOCs, I mean, there's so much time left on this field. But there is, 2 LOCs in the town. The 3-pointer is held by the French. There's some 4-pointers around, but the 3-pointer kind of pivotal. And then the 1-pointers, obviously, the coalition have at least one. Technically, I guess they could have a 4-pointer. However, just like a French line infantry was maybe going towards it. Maybe not anymore. But I don't think anyone's really considering LOCs to win yet. There's so much time left on the clock still. It's kind of early to commit. Excuse me. To commit to another fight. And the French are just consolidating. The UK will well attack them from 2 sides, though. Although this attacking force may be more of a diversion, I don't think it actually is going to be able to make too much of a dent on the French. Here they come, probably the strongest of the coalition's armies, and the French are just forming up to meet them. And obviously, you can see the coalition are advancing in synchrony, trying to hit it from 2 sides at once. They got to get those squares up to defend against that UK cavalry. Thankfully, they have some squares here, so there's only a small place where the cavalry can actually charge in. More bayonet charging by the coalition. And it's not looking too good for the French over here. Now maybe they can take this charge. They have extra units and cavalry. And actually, what? They win that engagement.
Our men are running.
Yeah, this is the one problem. This French force is going to get shot up and not be able to do too much. And then there's mass routes running through their lines here. All these troops that have decided, they're done fighting for today. But this fight being won, the French can now threaten the flank of the UK, who have artillery being brought up, and it may actually get stuck there. Well, actually, there's more UK over here, actually. Oh, a lot more. So the UK may be trying to go for that flank. However, the cavalry, the Chasseurs Cheval, making a huge play here, running down 2, maybe 3 UK lines to break them. And the French have pulled away from this area right here as it was just too much coalition concentration. They would have gotten sandwiched between 2 armies, and once again the hill changes hands. The UK now taking control of the hill once again. And this time probably pushing almost further than they ever have before, so they definitely will be feeling a lot more confident. Can you imagine leaving those men after fought so long and hard, finally taking the hill and thinking that you're finally winning? And then you see this French force just coming up to receive you. Probably would be a little disheartening. You see that they're not actually beaten all the way, but they are falling back. The line has definitely turned. Oh, it looks like that cavalry may be trying to go in for one last grand charge before they break. 16 men left. They have done what they could. They ran against the square, and I mean, it's a light cav unit, mostly meant for scouting. They served well, though. Oh, I do see some cavalry pushing forward, though. Ooh, this is some good cavalry the UK has still. Oh, what? The artillery's getting charged. Oh, no. Oh, it doesn't, oh, wow. I think the coalition actually just killed their own cavalry, or their own artillery. Maybe not. Now the French are deploying a lot more forces to this other side. This unit's actually starting to come back. Yeah, the French are moving out on the flank. They may actually try to go around this coalition force and roll up the flanks they can. If they can manage it, that's probably their only way of truly winning. This center is covered really well by UK cavalry. That is, might I add, pushing towards the French line yet again. Maybe we'll see them dash themselves upon a square. Yep, here we go. Can they form square? They do. And as like the UK have pressured this right side quite significantly, you can see the forces that are kind of defending it are pretty depleted, already wavering. They have some pretty low manpower, I should say, and definitely are outnumbered. More and more French soldiers being sent to this flank. They're going to probably invest heavily in this flank. Try to see, probably see if they can roll it up. But of course, they have cavalry that is going to be rolling around their flank. Let's see if they form a square. And they do! Oh, perfect timing to then, you know, inflict some damage upon this UK cavalry. Oh wow, some more cavalry does push in. We do have also some infantry getting real close. Wow, two squares formed one against the other. Oh, in the bayonet charge against the square that's already formed. Beautifully done by the French, protecting against cavalry at the same time being able to hit the UK line. Look at the mass round starting to roll up. That was well executed together, sending one line in while another has a square formed. You can see, of course, the UK are going to try to save their lines as they can, as best they can. This unit, unfortunately, cannot form a square, but still, the French are going to go in with yet another bayonet charge, giving them the cold steel. So we had some French push across the river and stop any UK advance, and now they're going to counter charge even further into the UK's lines. Things going pretty well for the French all of a sudden, guys. That volley by, oh my gosh. Black Watch holding strong, though. A lot of countering cavalry from the UK, maybe actually saving their line, but it looks like the French are being tenacious, going in with yet another line, hitting the back of this Black Watch. The Highland Foot, at least in the flanks, like they hit it from two different directions. We'll see if it is enough. I see some waving from the French. Over here, you see the UK just got rolled up on this flank. Now they still have another pretty sizable force over here with some cavalry support as well. Oh my goodness, the French made such a huge win here. The UK are going to be forced to fall back, using their cavalry defensively to stop any more troops from being run down by the French line infantry. That just immediately changed hands. "26 minutes remaining in this fight. Looks like the UK still have a sizable force, though, that can push out and take up this flank. But their center definitely is not looking too hot. Yeah, oh wow. Look at this whole center, almost totally disintegrated. And the French have a very strong line still right here. I'm feeling like this could be a French win after all. A great comeback by the French.
Our men are running, sir.
Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to start thinking about LSCs. Now, the French are still going to have to face some artillery the UK have that are battery set up. Finally able to fire 2 guns, it looks like, with some skirmishers set up next to it. The UK did throw back the 69th and 67th, and there's these 2 4 units left trying to face off against 4. Outnumbered in the left flank for almost the entire match. Would suck to have been on that flank on this side that had to fight in the town, just constantly getting pushed back. But I suspect the UK will fall back to the town, try to use the town defenses to still win this battle. I don't see anyone really going for LOCs at the moment. However, it looks like we have some French troops in the town. Oh no, these are UK. An artillery piece that never really made it up to the front lines. Probably the pathfinding was a nightmare. And look at these guys trying to get up. It's gonna take them forever to walk. Alright, so there you see it. More French troops shuffling over to deal with that flank. The French appear to be actually pushing across the river. Sorry, my camera work is a little shaky. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sleep deprived right now. I just got off work with, you know, 4 hour, maybe not even 4 hours of sleep for like one of the nights and about 5 the second. Or, you know, the opposite of that. See, I can't even talk properly. So yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm just kidding. But no, it definitely is good to get back into 9.4. I hadn't checked when I posted my last videos, but they had already fixed 9.4 for replays and all that. They got it done so quickly, and I just hadn't caught up with them or checked with any of them. But you know, it just goes to show once again why this mod is so good. They have some really good developers who get on top of it really fast to make sure this mod stays alive. And I'm not here to toot my own horn and say that, you know, me YouTubing is what's keeping this mod alive. But if replays weren't a thing, the bigger YouTubers that do this, I mean, I'd say even Pope John Paul, Pixelated Apollo, some of those bigger YouTubers that do a lot of NTW3, if they weren't able to do it, if I was able to do mine, it probably wouldn't bring a lot of attention to this mod anymore. I'm sure it'd still get some attention, but, you know, without replays, that's part of the fun of this. However, it's more important to have games that actually work smoothly for multiplayer, of course. And I'm glad they got it all fixed. I wasn't too worried that they would not fix it. They're a resourceful bunch of people, and I think they don't get enough credit sometimes for what they do. So, if you are interested in trying out the mod, you know, I highly recommend trying it out. I think you'll enjoy it after you've gotten, you know, toasted a couple times in matches. You may get you start getting better and you start catching on, and then you'll enjoy it, and you can't stop yourself. That's when it gets dangerous, when you can't stop playing it. Anyway, back. I went off on a tangent here. Totally got distracted. The French are pushing into the town, and like I predicted, UK are going to make their last stand using this massive town hall. I hear a bayonet charge. Oh, the French trying to nab some Portuguese lines and break them almost immediately. trying to use this little alleyway to sneak around behind the UK lines, and it's working. And I see a mass rout maybe happening here. However, you see the UK do countercharge and maybe break that first 119th, but still 2 units breaking. That is not something the UK can afford to have happen right now. But now they're going to use this. This is a perfect place to attack. It's going to be really hard for the coalition to actually shoot. If I were the coalition, I'd pull back to here. I'd sit right here to be able to fire, so if they try squeezing through these alleyways again, you can shoot them in the face. Because they're probably just going to squeeze through these alleyways and then probably just surround you. It looks like they have more forces than you do. And that's the thing, if the UK can't get a nice volley off, then what's the point? Yeah, look, see, the 25th is now pushing up. Let's see if they get a charge off. Or a volley off, I'm not sure which. This is danger close to both. Oh, yep, both sides are going to go in from melee. Another bloody street fight. I think the Portuguese will win this one.
Our men are running. Yes, sir.
We have some UK cavalry pushing in though, so they may try to, you know, even the odds. There probably can't be. There's not probably a ton of squares that can be formed right now. It's really a question of who can outshoot the other right now.
Our men are running, sir.
Question that will easily be answered at the UK. I think the UK will easily outshoot the French. Now, the French may have more forces, so it may make it just dead even. Because even now, oh no, the French are just getting, oh, their morale's toast. They need to get into some more melee, I think. If that's possible, it may not be possible. Yeah, there goes another unit. Look at this. They're shaking. They're wavering. They're not even getting a chance to fire. They're winded, so maybe it'd be best to rest them up just a little bit and let them, you know, regain their second wind before you send them in to shoot against the UK troops. Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness. This is a big push by the 32nd. Can they push in through here? Yes, they do. This is a beautifully coordinated attack here, hitting the UK on 2 fronts. You can see the red lining already. The wavering by the UK. Oh my goodness, this could be the massive break that the French needed this entire time. Now they're engaging with 2 more of the Portuguese units left. Of course, the UK are able to shoot at them from inside the town hall, as they do have the Highlanders defending. That's not going to be an easy fight for the French. Still, this defense by the UK seems to be breaking very rapidly. But you can see that the French definitely, you know, ooh, laggy. Probably because these guys are charged guys in the LOC. Oh no! Does Sold not have a Inspire? Yeah, this could be it for the French. They don't have anything left to give. I think the coalition are actually going to take this one. Barely, but they will. And it will be a well-deserved victory, and well-deserved kudos to the French as well for fighting as well as they did. It definitely did not seem like a very easy fight for the French in comparison to the coalition. The coalition seemed to have you know, some pretty high resilience when it came to melee and morale. I'm not normally able to see. Now, there's still a 3-pointer, so unless I see notifications... unless I see notifications, the French, yep, see they're going over here to this 4-pointer. The French may win LOC victory, and they still have a couple units left, so they're going to march back to defend their LOC. There's still 14 minutes remaining, so technically the French could still lose their LOC. Ooh, look at this. I'm kind of curious. I think the French are just going to keep sidestepping them. Yeah, look at this. They're just waiting for them. They'll roll around the corner and they fire yet another volley into them, and they're dropping them like flies. This is a light infantry unit, so they got some really good shooting. It's well played by the French so far. We keep fast forwarding here because it's like the French are just kind of trying to drag them out so they don't go for the 3-pointer. And of course they are going for that 4-pointer as well. And that's if they keep their distance and just distract them, I'll skip to the end and kind of announce the players. So I guess we'll see in a second. You can see the UK. Actually, the UK are pushing for that 3-pointer. If they take it, then the French can say goodbye to their LOC win. And they just lost their 34th. All they have is the 21st. And they have a 1/19th, so maybe these guys will have enough time to buy time. Oh, they broke. Oh, okay. Well, then that is definitely the battle, guys. A LOC
This building
win
has fallen to the enemy.
by the coalition, I'm assuming. Because I think they have the 1-pointer right here and the 1-pointer here, so then, you know, that's 4 or 5 points. Versus, you know, the 4 points for the French. So, unless something changes, I'll just skip to the end. Okay, guys, so that's the battle. A victory for the coalition. Now you can see this is one of the French armies. Can't really distinguish one from the other, but you can see, you know, some 100 kills, almost 200 with a 103rd, the 103rd. My apologies. Let's pull the results here. So, I'm not going to try to butcher these names. I'm not even going to try. So, the first player, 1469. 1178 for the second, third 904, and looks like 428. And then for the other side, Wellington 1548, Beresford with 867, Hill 1360, and Freer with 651. Man, the kills were pretty close, but the coalition definitely clutched it out in the end, and that made for the win on their side. So well played on both. This scenario kind of looks to be a little bit crazy, especially for the French. Being defensive and getting just absolutely surrounded is crazy, especially when you look at the amount of troops brought by both sides. It definitely seems to be a difficult one for the French, and a fun one, I'm sure. Sounds like everybody enjoyed playing that one. So anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.